Y'all, it's time to speak out. It's time to wake back the fuck up. You know, what I realized, what has happened, years ago, we were creating a queendom. We were all coming together. It was so beautiful on Facebook, y'all. It was so many of us waking up. It was so many of us coming into the knowledge of the truth. There was so many of us, taking back our blackness. There were so many of us changing our diets and cleansing ourselves and getting rid of the parasites that were surrounding us. There was so many of us. We were creating groups. We were all coming together, and what happened was Facebook, not just Facebook, a lot of these social media sites, what they did is they separated us. We began arguing and bickering over knowledge and truth and who was right and who was wrong, and the phrase "unite or die," we just forgot all about it. We forgot all about it. We became divided. And so we need to unite. After what I saw today, this brother Yada, he's been online. He's been speaking about these men. And he's been speaking a lot of truth. He's been speaking a lot of truth about these men, how these men have become homosexuals. There is an actual story in the Bible, Lot and his family. Before Lot's wife was actually turned to stone, they were living in Sodom and Gomorrah. They were living in a very immoral time, okay? Sodom and Gomorrah is happening right now before our eyes. That's what we see before us. We don't know what's going on. We don't know why there's so many beautiful women. Women that got their stuff together. Women that own businesses. Women that have nice homes, good credit, beautiful cars. Women got their shit together, and yet they're single. Yet they can't find a man. They can't find a husband. Some of these women, they'll never be married. They'll never... Peace, how you doing, Sophia? Y'all come on in the room. Let's talk today. A lot of these beautiful women will never be married, y'all. And it really, it just tears me apart to think about it, because in the story about Sodom and Gomorrah, if you remember, God was getting ready to burn down that city, and he told Lot, he said, get your family and leave this city, because this city is too immoral. It's full of sin. It's full of unrighteousness. Men were sleeping with each other. And so he said, get your family and move up out of this place, because I'm getting ready to burn it down. And Lot even begged, he pleaded, he said, God, if you can find 10 good people, in this city, would you not burn it down? And God said, yeah, if I can find 10 good people, I won't burn it down. Guess what? He couldn't find 10 righteous individuals in that city. Lot said, can you find 5? Can you find 5 righteous individuals in that city? Guess what? God couldn't find 5 righteous individuals in that city, y'all. He couldn't find not a one righteous person in Sodom and Gomorrah, y'all. So the plan was to burn that city down. So if you remember, angels came in. God sent in this group of angels to come in and to protect Lot and his family as they were getting ready to exit out of this city. And guess what disgusting thing happened? The disgusting thing that happened is the men saw these angels, y'all, because these angels were in the form of humans, obviously. Because when the men of Sodom and Gomorrah saw these angels, they wanted to have sex with them. They looked at these angels, they said, fresh meat. They said, new men in the city that we can deceive, that we can trick. I imagine a lot of these people, these men, were probably transvestites, how we see today. Trannies, running around trying to look like women, probably had fake lashes, fake hair, all this stuff. But they saw this group of angels come in, and they wanted to have sex with them. So Lot and his self-defense, wanting to protect the angels, he went out to the group of men that was banging on his door, y'all, trying to get to these angels. And he said, guess what? I will give you my daughters. Please leave these men alone. I'll give my daughters to you. And guess what the men said? They said, we don't want your daughters. We do not want your daughters. We do not want any woman living in that house. They said, we want those men. And so guess what God did, y'all? God caused blindness to come up on these unrighteous men. He caused blindness to come in where these men couldn't even see, so that he could try to protect Lot and his family, to get them the hell out of this city. And guess what the men did? Even in their blindness, they still started knocking and trying to tear down the door because they wanted some booty, y'all. They wanted some booty. They wanted these men. And so that's why Lot had to take his family and leave Sodom and Gomorrah, because it was an unrighteous city. And I'm here to tell you right now, we are living in Sodom and Gomorrah, y'all. These men out here that's supposed to protect us, provide for us, love for us, cherish us till death do us part, in sickness and health, riches and poor. It ain't gonna be none of that, y'all. These men out here, they want booty. And they'll take it in any form. That's why you got women out here going to get butt lifts, going to get BBLs, because that's all men are interested in, is booty. That's what they're interested in, is a big old booty. You even have women out here that are obese. You know, we think it's cute talking about I'm thick. That ain't thick. That's called obesity. And the only reason men love it, because they'll sleep with a beast. They'll sleep with a wild animal. They love these overweight, obese women because it's like bestiality, and they want that booty. They want to love on that booty. They want to lay next to that booty. They want to sleep next to that booty. They want to follow that booty around. They love the stench and the smell of that booty. That's what they want. So when I think about Yada, how he's literally been playing in our faces, he's been pretending to be an upstanding man who's looking out for women, who's protecting women, who's speaking on behalf of women. He's been getting all these views and all this support and all this love from black women, and calling out dusty bums and calling out these down low men, when all the while he's been a creepy, crawly snake. He has been Satan himself, y'all. He has been behind closed doors beating on that woman, blacking her eyes, knocking her teeth out. All the while he's online. See, that's why you can't believe all this stuff you see on social media. It is the devil, y'all. I can't wait. I run a business on social media right now. I can't wait to be done with social media. I ain't even gonna hold you. It's disgusting. It's fake. Everything about it is fake. You got people on here appearing to be great, taking trips, traveling, beautiful marriages. None of this shit is happening in real life. This world is in purity chaos. I'm here to tell you, you're doing better sitting at home being bored as hell, crying out to God, praying to God every night, than going out here and dealing with these people, y'all, because they are lost. They are lost. Yada is a disappointment, y'all. He needs to be banned, y'all. The queens, we need to come together and ban this nigga. Real talk. Anytime he gets online, y'all, we need to stop his income flow. We need to stop his videos from circulating. We need to shut him down today. We need to shut him down. We need to shut down everything this brother has going on, y'all, because he's a piece of fucking shit. I hope y'all are listening. We need to stand up for each other, women. We need to come together as a group of women and create a queendom, because these men are out to hurt us. They are out to harm us. You have men unaliving women because they got their nurses' degrees, because they got degrees and they're doing well for themselves. You got jealous ass men out here trying to take what we have. Trying to take what we have, even if they want to do it in crumbs. You got niggas out here, y'all, they the new $40 hoes. They the new bitches out here, y'all. They the ones want to be up on OnlyFans now. These are not men. These are not men. These are demons that we are dealing with. And the Bible clearly talks about them. It says they're going to be creeping into the households of gullible women, deceiving them and leading them astray. I even see men in my apartments, older men. It's disgusting. I'm a beautiful ass woman. They don't look my way. They want teenagers. They want little girls. I even see some of the niggas out here, y'all, talking to the little boys. This shit is sick. We need to quit trying to be sitting around being like this younger generation, wearing ta-dun, shaking our ass, shopping on Temu and Shein. Fuck all that. We need to get back to being the grandmothers that we are. The grandmothers of society that don't stand for this mess. My grandmother would never stand for a lot of this stuff that's going around. She protected us. She didn't have men around us. You see people, you see these grandmothers, a lot of these women, they got men in and out of their house, men around their grandchildren. We need to wake up, because we're crumbling. We're crumbling. But there's a lot of strong black women that went through the healing, that been putting in the work. I know I'm one of them, baby. And God has prepared me for such a time as this. I've been putting in that work in myself, so that now I'm ready to come back out, y'all, and put in that work. Start back putting in that work online, speaking against all unrighteousness, all unholiness. And the mainly speaking against these men, because they're leading the whole world astray. And see how they got turned out was through pornography. Pornography, what they did, they fed these niggas pornography. You had women on here dressing like little kids in them little skirts and them little school socks. You had grown-ass women pretending to be 14-year-olds and shit like that. You had anal sex on there, homosexuality, trannies. All of this, y'all, was spread from porn. And so what the enemy did is he spoon-fed these niggas porn for years upon years, and now they made it illegal. They snatched it away. At least I know in the state of Oklahoma, they can't even get porn anymore. So now that they're addicted, now that they're sexual deviants and sexual demons, since they can't get porn online anymore, what are they doing? They're doing this shit in real life. Real life. They are raping. They are molesting children. They're having sex with animals. They're kissing on turtles and chickens and goats and dogs. This shit is sick. It's sick. And Yada is one of them. He's an infiltrator, y'all. He's ops. We need to shut him down in every way, shape, and form, because he's the dusty bum that he's been speaking about this whole time. He didn't beat this woman down. You got her online uprooting her whole self. I went through this years ago with my ex-husband and his raggedy ass. These men are sexual deviants. They will hit you. They will abuse you. They will, if they know you too strong, cause I'll kick a nigga's ass. So they know I'm too strong. So where they gonna try to get me is mentally. That's why you gotta keep your mind strong. Get off that weed, get off that alcohol, get some good stuff in your body. Get mentally strong. Cause the first thing a nigga wanna offer you when he meets you, "Oh, you wanna smoke? You want some weed? You want some alcohol? You want some pills?" They want you to not be sober so you can't see their bullshit. Be sober. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. I'm gonna be back up on here, y'all. I'm in the middle of working, but I just saw this young lady, Yada's wife, Divine Queen Speaks, crying with a black eye. She posted where he had knocked her teeth out. Y'all steer clear of these men. They want your beauty. They want to steal your beauty. They want to kill and destroy you. But we're going to bring light. We're going to create the queendom. We're going to shut these niggas out too. Just the same way we're going to shut out Yada. We're going to shut these niggas out. And they going to be on the outside looking in, motherfucker. And we're going to treat them just like Lot had to treat Sodom and Gomorrah. We're going to turn our backs on them. Because if you go back to these niggas, you're going to turn into a pillar of salt. You're going to turn into stone. You're going to be stuck just the same way they fucking stuck right now, y'all. A lot of these niggas is jobless. They don't have good jobs. They have to work these hard-ass warehouse jobs in 150-degree heat, which is further messing up their brain cells. That's why a lot of these niggas is bald-headed. They don't even have hair. They're losing their hair, which is a sign that their brains are messed up. They can't even grow hair anymore. It's not hereditary. They're living an unrighteous life. They call it bald-headed hoe shit. And these men are the new bald-headed hoes. So it's time to shut them out. It's time to stop talking and start, I know you may have been going back and forth. You're probably in something right now that you know you need to get out of. Trust God. Trust God to move you through. Because if you continue to let these niggas rob you of your peace, that's why a lot of women are struggling with autoimmune disease, lupus. A lot of women are getting cancer. These men, they are the tumor. They are walking poison. And you're going to allow them to get in your body, whether it be through their sperm, whether it be through the words coming out of their mouth, whether it be through the treatment of you, the things that they're doing, them running around cheating on you. You can't sleep at night. You're restless. You can't work. You can't focus because they fucking you up. You need to walk away. You need to choose your peace. You need to find that strength. Tie up them bootstraps and get the hell away from these men, y'all, because they are far long gone. And I truly believe a lot of the righteous men, they're locked up in prison. Because those are the men in prison are the men that were willing to fight. That if they was hungry, they was willing to steal. That they was willing to kill. They were willing to go against society. These men that's left out here is the weaklings. The leftovers. The ones the elite, ain't nobody worried about them. They weak as fuck. They can't do shit. They ain't gonna do shit. They ain't gonna fight for their household. They got all the real niggas on lockdown. And I'm not saying go get you a prison nigga either, because they mentally messed up. But I will say, even from experience, a lot of them niggas in prison is still knowing how to take care of their families. They got hustles up in there. They still thriving. They reading books. They exercising. You don't see men in prison walking around with them big ass bellies looking like they're in their third trimester. Like you see out here, these niggas with these big ass bellies full of worms and parasites and rotten food and shit. You don't see that in prison. You see healthy men up off in there. These men that's out here now is the leftover men. They never got married. They never had a family. They never know what it's like to be married. They never know how it feels like to buy a woman a ring and propose. These niggas that's left out here is the ain't shit niggas. We need to leave them where they are. And Yada's one of them. Yada is a wolf in sheep's clothing. He's worse than Nature Boy. Look at young Pharaoh. Look at all these supposed leaders. That's why I don't even be paying attention to a lot of this bullshit, honestly. I don't even be watching people online anymore. New Breed and all these motherfuckers. We don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. Most of them are liars. Most of them are wolves in sheep clothing. Most of them just want a paycheck. They just trying to get views. And they gonna say and be whatever they need to be to make that happen. Let's shut this shit down, y'all. Let's go to Yada's pages and shut this shit down. I'm about to go find some of his pages now, y'all, and just start talking and posting. And it's time to put in some work to shut this nigga down. And all praises to the Queen. We uplift you. We love you. We are here for you. We stand for you. We stand for what is right. We pray that God and his angels come over you and to protect you, your children, your entire household. Because we hate that you're going to still have to deal with this nigga even when you leave. And that's why these men be out here impregnating women the way they do. So they can still have a foot into your life. But that's okay, because God got you. He gonna shut this shit down. Don't worry. He just needs to get you out of there the same way he had to get Lot out of there and his family, because he's going to set a fire to that bitch. I guarantee. And it won't take long, Queen. So go ahead and get your shit. Get your kids. Get out of there. And let God do his magic. Peace, love, and light, y'all.